Hi, this is Simon Leung from simonleung.com, a site right now that is down because we had so much traffic to it that we crashed our server. That is commitment, and that is the topic that we are talking about today. First of all, for those of you who are up and around and watching us live, make sure that you say hi, make sure you leave a comment, let me know which country and city you are from and what time it is where you are right now. So I want to wish you, for those of you who are watching us live on the air, a very happy Thursday. It has been a very long day for me. I've been up since before 7 a.m. this morning, and that's because I made the commitment to one of my communities, the Groove community, that I would do a Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time webinar for them. And I am committed to doing that for the next several weeks, at least until the end of the year. And that usually happens at around 9 a.m. my time. Of course, it was the very first one that we actually worked on today. So there was a lot that I needed to prepare. In fact, the last few days, I was preparing a lot just for this, even though I volunteered my time, even though I'm doing this just because we want to help out our fellow members, I decided that I was going to do it. I made the commitment and I followed through with it. In fact, it was less than a go, just last Saturday, that we decided that we were going to make it happen. And because, as we say in Cantonese, it means that once we make the commitment, then we absolutely must do it as well. Okay, so whatever it is that you have for your own goals, make sure that you make the commitment as well. And if you are here, again, subscribe, like, follow. More importantly, if you are watching us live, make the commitment to comment. Talk to us. Let me know that you are here, because if I don't know that you exist and you just simply like to watch me like a TV, then we don't really need to do these things live anymore, right? So if possible, let's interact. Let's see how many of us we can actually engage with you live and on the air. Okay, so let's get into just a little bit of what we want to talk about today in terms of levels of commitment. I don't want to go on for too long. Like I mentioned, it has been a very long day. I started my day even before 7 a.m. this morning. It is closely approaching 5:30 p.m. now. And so there's a lot more that I still want to do, still need to do. And I still want to go out for our walks with my family as well. But it's been raining all day. It's very cloudy and dark. And so we didn't go out. It wasn't a good time yet. But I think right after the session is over, we're just going to go ahead and take a brisk walk around the complex because we like to do that. So for the past several days, I have personally been very, very busy. For those of you who are not aware of the Groove community, you can learn more about that right here at myinternetbuilder.com. But more importantly, about a month and a half ago, we started an initiative called the 14-Day Groove-A-Thon. And for 2 weeks straight, we basically went on the air consecutively for 14 days in a row, nonstop, and we shared a lot of content. I had the honor, the privilege to actually host what we call Groove at Night. And for those particular sessions, basically, I was able to talk to a lot of people, my own friends, invite them onto the show, and I also shared a lot of my own content as well. But here's the thing. After the actual Groove-A-Thon was over, I also volunteered my time again to edit some of the videos, to make sure that we come up with the concepts, the resources, and everything else along the lines. If you go to simonleon.com/Groove-A-Thon, not right now, but maybe sometime in the replay, because again, as I mentioned, my site is down, right? Whenever it does come back up, I want you to go back and visit it again, because you will see that there is a ton of work that we have put in, and still a lot of work that I am continuing to put in to make sure that you get the resources, to make sure you get the highlights and everything else that you would need, especially if you are going to be a part of the Groove membership. You're going to want to be a much bigger part of the community, get some of the bonuses and things like that. So I am working hard alongside with some of my editing friends who are part of the team. We're all working hard to do all these things for you. But not only that, If you are familiar with being inside of the Groove community, you would know that this past weekend, I also started a brand new show called Groove at Any Time. And this one specifically, it is to address our fellow members within the actual Groove community itself. So if you're there, you're inside, you will get to interact live in person. You will actually get to see me as I am going live like I am right now. So that's going to be one huge benefit, because not only will you be able to interact with me during these Groove at Any Time sessions, but actually, you will also meet a lot of other great people who are also like-minded entrepreneurs, marketers, just like yourself. And it's a great network to be a part of as well. So obviously, with the Groove Anytime shows, which I am doing multiple times a week, this is going to be yet another commitment that I made this time for the Groove community. I'm also going to be more active, speaking of the Groove community, because I will be interacting with them more. I will be posting more. I will be commenting more. And this is yet another commitment. It wasn't asked of me. It wasn't something that I necessarily wanted or needed to do. It was something that I chose to do, to be more active, to connect with people more. And that's yet another commitment that I decided that before the end of the year, I would also partake myself more and participate more, because it was something that made me happy. In addition, we're also being a lot more active now within our community itself. You would probably have noticed, if you watched any of my recent lives within the past week, we talked to a couple experts, VIP friends. These are people who have also been in the industry as an insider for over 10 years. People who are experts in things like SEO, multi-level affiliate marketing, multiple tier affiliate marketing, and many other things digital marketing related. And so we have all these experts who will also volunteer their time to be a part of our community, because we all want to make sure that as a small, humble group that is approaching, very small right now, about 200 members only. We haven't really been active because I've been really busy doing other things, but we also want to make the commitment to slowly but surely start growing this community as well, because we see the value in sharing more with you as well. Now, of course, with all of these things that are being done, we also, as I mentioned, have this live new webinar that I will continue to be doing every single week for the foreseeable next few weeks, simply because, again, I already made the commitment to do so. It is pretty much, as far as you can say, it is pretty much volunteer. Because what happened was the internal team members inside Groove, they wanted to actually start out a sales department. They wanted to see what type of service we could provide to fellow community members inside Groove. And for weeks and weeks and weeks, internally, we were going back and forth, because the CEO and co-founder, Mr. Mike Filsaime himself, he was battling whether or not we want to so soon start offering a service where we would be charging fellow community members for it. Of course, I still see the value in it. Donna Fox also sees the value in it. But right now, because everything is still in beta, all the opportunities are happening right here, right now. That's why for Mr. Mike, he said, why don't we start with something that is absolutely free? Of course, when it comes to free, not too many people are going to raise their hand and volunteer, right? And so I was talking to Donna and I said, you know what? I don't really, but I said, I do have a little bit of time on my hand, which basically consists of Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is Thursday, 9 a.m. my time. Yes, I am busy, but usually Thursday, 9 a.m., I'm not doing anything. Usually, maybe I'm still in bed. And so in that time frame, I said, okay, why not? I volunteer to be that person who does the presentations, who puts everything together, who organizes it, and just make it happen. And when you make the commitment to make something happen, you do it. Okay, you don't just talk. You don't say, yes, that's a great idea. You don't say, yeah, why don't we do that? Yeah, why don't we? Let's do it. Okay. And so she said, when can you start? And I said, why don't we just start doing it this week? And she said, that is so awesome. And that's why we love you. She said, it's because why wait, right? If you're going to make the commitment and do something, put in the effort. Put in the time and put in the work and make it happen ASAP. Money loves speed. Success loves speed. Results love speed. Don't wait around. Don't say this is going to happen or this is something that we should be happening or we should be doing, but I'm going to wait. Okay, I know that I need to be doing this. I need to create PowerPoint slides. I know that I need to do a webinar. I know that I need to post something in Facebook. I know that I need to leave a comment. I know that I need to interact, but I'm just gonna wait around. Okay, no, don't wait. Don't let this be an opportunity that slips you by. If there is any opportunity for you to make a commitment, it's an opportunity, right? We've talked about seizing opportunities for yourself. Let's not talk about you trying to be a great person and giving opportunities to other people or giving chances to other people or helping other people. Before you can do that, before you can help others, you need to help yourself. Seize those opportunities. Make sure that when the chance is there, do it and do it right away. Don't waste time. Once you lose that chance, once the time has passed, it's too late, right? A lot of times, these chances, there's only a small 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute window. If during that call, which took me over a month and a half to finally schedule a call with Donna Fox, if I decided to wait to propose this opportunity, that train, right, would have gone. The ship would have sailed. The opportunity would have been over. The time has passed. I would have missed the opportunity. So no, I'm not going to say, let's wait until somebody else comes up with this idea. Let's wait and give somebody else the opportunity to propose this to Donna. No, I said, let's do it. I will do it. Not only will I do these webinars, but I will do the live streams. I will do the live show, Groove at any time. I'll even do some additional YouTube videos for you later on as time permits, right? I saw that opportunity and I took it. Not to say that other people cannot have the same ideas, not to say that other people don't have the same opportunities, but if the roles were reversed, I'm sure that once they have this idea, they would also propose it and they would also do it. So why just wait for each other to propose ideas first? Why wait for each other to take action first? Be the first, okay? You be the first. You lead by example. Forget about what you see in terms of potential from others. I've seen potential in others. I've looked up to other people as well. I've seen coaches and mentors and leaders in my particular communities, in my particular industries, in my niches, who have later on proven to be disappointing, okay? And I'm not saying that they're not good people. Maybe they are. But when it comes to all the things that we've been talking about in our previous live streams, when you can take a step back and you say, what is the right thing to do? Is it to make sure that you don't insult people and speak with class and professionalism? Is it that we know how to treat everybody fairly and with respect? Is it that we don't want to take advantage of these times, take advantage of other people's desperation, and use this as an opportunity for us to be vultures and say, this is an opportunity in this particular industry, in this niche, I am going to take full advantage of it. I am going to eat everything up. I'm going to sell the heck out of all these people because I know these people are desperate. Or would you rather work with somebody who has taken this opportunity to provide and give back? To know that while, yes, there is an opportunity to make money, it just means that there's an opportunity in the space to help people. And instead of choosing the money route, instead of trying to be greedy, we decide that we want to do things for free, do live shows for free, do services for free, consultation, mentorship, courses, do all these things, exchange your time, usually for dollars, but now exchange your time also for free. Because if I'm exchanging my time, I'm providing my time to you, teaching you, coaching you, mentoring you. it's also your time, isn't it, to sit around and learn and to absorb and see what else can be happening for you. So don't take this as just something that will allow you to say, hey, why don't I take advantage of something? This is an opportunity for you. If you actually know, if you can actually see that it is an opportunity for you to make that commitment for yourself, now is the time. Don't wait around. Don't wait until other people have been doing it. Don't give the opportunity or chances to other people. It is your chance. And if you don't want to listen to me, if you don't want a coach, you don't want a mentor, don't waste each other's time, right? Because if you say, hey, I want you to be my coach, I want to learn from you, then whatever I say, you just do it, right? There's no room for arguments. I don't have time to say you should be doing this because you should be doing this and list out all the reasons. If you have your own way of doing things, you have your own reasons to not want to listen to what your mentor says to you, then don't waste your mentor's time. This is called making the commitment and making sure that you are committed to learning, you are committed to absorbing, you are committed to taking the action and following the advice of your mentors, of your coaches, of whomever might be in your community, whom you are looking up to. That is the only way that you will be getting results. Okay. And so for me, I also made that commitment, as you know, doing live webinars each and every single week. That is quite a commitment, isn't it? And with me, I also needed to, at least within the last few days, I needed to create the slides. I had to go through the presentations. I collected the resources directly from the team. And believe me, that also wasn't an easy process. I had to talk to no less than 3 to 5 different people just to try and get some slides, get some graphics, get some videos or whatever else, just in preparation for the 2 hours of webinar that I did this morning. Okay. And so obviously with all of that, not to forget, I needed to practice, right? Of course, I needed to practice. I need to make sure that the slides are working through. I needed to learn a brand new software. I needed to go through the tools and make sure that everything is okay. Know how to turn on the camera within the tool, turn off the camera, show the video, make sure the audio is working, make sure that people can see my screen and see the slides. Believe me, it was a very, very technical process. And the only way that you would be able to survive in that world is if you have that commitment, because I'll tell you, it's very, very easy for you to look at something and just want to give up. An example, earlier, right? I was talking to somebody who wanted to actually be a part of the webinar. This person said, hey, if you need help, I want to help. They said that, hey, if you want somebody to give a testimonial, I can give you a testimonial. If you need some assistance, I can provide you with assistance. And I say, hey, that's great. Why don't you say something in this particular post since you were a part of the webinar? And they said, oh, actually, I couldn't figure out how to communicate. So I left in 20 minutes. You just gave up, dude. Right? From 20 minutes of not being able to figure something out, from 20 minutes of not being able to communicate. Number one, you don't need to communicate in the webinar. I'm the one doing the communication, right? Number two, if you let a small thing stop you and make you give up on something that you had already made the commitment to help out, right? To be a testimonial, to be in the background. If you can't even stay for 20 minutes, how can you stay for 2 hours? How can you make the commitment to have that contribution, to be that contributor? You can't, right? So you need to make that commitment, and it's all a part of knowing what you want to do in order for you to become successful. So that's also one of the cases, right? It's my commitment to help you to spend at least the last several days doing all these things, including waking up early, learning new technology, putting together slides. I guarantee it took me way more than 20 minutes. I guarantee it took me more than 2 hours. I guarantee it took me multiple full-time days just the last few days alone. And guess what? I didn't give up. Did I run into hardships? Was I frustrated? Were there things that didn't work? Of course there were. Were there times that I was so annoyed because I couldn't get in touch with the people that I wanted and needed to get in touch with? Yes, for sure. Was I frustrated with the technology? You betcha. okay? But that wasn't my excuse to give up. Why? Because I made the commitment. And when you make the commitment, you follow through. That is how you are going to succeed. And of course, there are people who want to volunteer to help and submit video testimonials. They say that they want to show up to support, interact with posts, and provide feedback and all these different things, right? But again, number one, we have people who gave up on themselves within 20 minutes. And then there are those who make the commitment that they're going to be there and they weren't there. There were people who said that they wanted the service and they were so happy and they were so interactive. Some people said, I'll definitely get you that video testimonial or something by a certain time, and they don't come through. I made a post inside the group and I said, hey, whoever was on the webinar, give me some feedback. There were pretty much nothing, right? And I'm not ranting, I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you examples between something that is made with commitments versus something that is not. And when you make the commitment, all of this is just a part of making sure that you are committed to doing something and then you stick to it. All right. So with all of that, I believe there is a lot more that we can do. I see a lot of different people who are showing up and saying hi. I just want to give a shout out to my friend Steven who is showing up now from Twitch, because last time he mentioned all these different things that we're comparing between YouTube and things like that. And he was recommending Twitch. And the reason why I want to show you here right now is a reminder to myself. If possible, please go ahead and connect with me, Steven, because I still want to talk to you more about the Twitch program and why potentially we might want to use that. Okay. But again, I don't want to make this one too long. So I'm just going to go ahead with the content that we have today and make sure that if you really need to contact with me later on, we'll just basically touch base offline. All right. So in terms of the commitment itself, going back to our main topic of the day, we are talking about what is your level of commitment, right? Well, when it comes to commitment, there's obviously a lot of different ways that we can think about this. If you say, I want to do something, if you say, I want to make sure that this gets done, if you say or promise that you're going to help, well, a commitment is basically an opportunity for you to always strive to improve. Take everything as an opportunity, right? If there is an opportunity for you to somehow be a better speaker, somehow get additional opportunities to work with other team players, to become partners, to do big things, right? Then you need to make the commitment to make that happen. Let's just give you a few examples as if I'm not busy enough. In addition to everything that I just explained to you, well, this week, we also had a Taiwan class. Obviously, it was done right here remotely. We were doing it right here, but we had a class that was servicing Taiwanese students in the Chinese language. And so we saw that as an opportunity. Of course, we also are taking time out of our days and we are doing this for free. And we decided that we're going to spread more value to people in other countries, even though it wasn't directly contributing to us and our bottom line, but we made the commitment to do it. And so that was our level of commitment. There was a lot to learn. There was a lot to translate. There was a lot of things that were significantly different. We had to set up whole different systems, have different groups to support them and everything along those lines. But we decided to do it, right? Because a commitment is a commitment. A promise is a promise. When you say that you're going to do something, you need to do this. I also met up again virtually with another one of my friends, and we already started talking about the expansion of multiple projects, including Groove, by the way, and including a couple other companies that are not within Groove or even not even directly within internet marketing as well. But as entrepreneurs, of course, we always want to expand. We want to see what other opportunities there are. And we want to take advantage of those opportunities as well. So just to let you know, I also made the commitment to get involved in several new partnership projects. Is it going to make me more busy? Is it going to give me less time? Of course they are, right? Because they are new projects and these ones are businesses. There are things that I do for business and there are things that I do for, quote unquote charity because we want to help people, right? And so with all of that, I believe that there is so much more value that we can be talking about. In addition, offering help to a friend who is experiencing hardships, that is also a commitment. And this is what you'll learn when it comes to business or even friendships in general. At the end of the day, it is all about this. This means that there will be friends who will betray you. There will be partners who will betray you. There will be business associates who will decide to jump ship, work with other people who don't want to be your friend anymore just because there seems to be a much brighter opportunity. The grass is greener, as they say, on the other side. And unfortunately, it's happened to me multiple times in my business, in my career, in my personal life. And of course, it also happened to my friend as well. And if you are a true friend, by the way, you would be that person who would be lending an ear, lending a shoulder if they need somebody to virtually cry on. And of course, you would also offer help multiple times. I cannot even count within the last few months alone. Friends, they know that they can count on me. They share with me their problems and sometimes they're urgent problems. And whenever possible, I drop everything to help them. And they always say, a good indication of a good brother is when you can tell somebody your problem and that person will drop everything and make your problem their problem and they won't stop until they help you to solve it. And that was exactly what I was doing on multiple occasions, right? This speaks to your character. This speaks to who you are. And if you're somebody that other people can know, like, and trust, they know that they can count on you, they know that they can depend on you, then you again has made that commitment. You've made that commitment. And that all depends on what level of commitment you actually have as well. So whether it's personal or professional, a lot of what it takes for you to be that person, for people to recognize you as that person, that takes commitment. So prove your character that you are better than the other people out there. And just randomly, we want to say hi to some of our additional friends. The reason why I'm picking you, Mimo, Louise, I think this is the very first time that we have interacted. So a very huge welcome to you all the way from YouTube. Thank you for saying hi. Please make sure that you are subscribed. If you are still on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and click on that bell notification so that we are able to let you know anytime we upload any new videos, as well as post, as well as live as well. And for any one of you who are joining us on Facebook, of course, you are welcome to join us right here on facebook.me/the Simon Liang, like, and also turn on those bell notifications. And of course, we welcome you as well. Speaking of YouTube, we have another new friend that I want to say hi to, Wilkins Colas. Welcome. Hello to you as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Today, we are talking about your level of commitment, which directly translates to your success. Whether you're interested in becoming an internet entrepreneur, whether you're interested in becoming a YouTuber, whether you're interested in somehow, some way making money online on the side for yourself, for your family, or for whatever, right? This is your opportunity to learn how to increase your level of commitment that will directly translate into your success. So if you missed the first, 20, 30 minutes or however long we've been going so far, make sure that you rewind what we've been talking about and we can let you know and get you all caught up. Okay. But after this is over, because we're going to, once again, try and keep it short. Speaking of character, okay, we talked about how important it is for you to always try to be the best type of person that you can become. And I will tell you, over the last several months, and especially the last several days, more and more reasons have been provided to us, and more excuses, I would say, have been provided to us to try and be a worse kind of person than we should be. And there is a lot of temptation that is going on for us to be negative and say bad things and insult one another. And I will tell you, and I'm sure you'll agree, a lot of people have also fallen in that trap, right? Whether it's about politics, whether it's about the lockdowns or whether it's about the masks or even if it's about the pandemic. There are so many different opportunities for us to complain and really butt heads with people who don't agree with us and say that that person is not necessarily the smartest block. Let's just try and keep our language nice and not insult. Let's just say that people do not necessarily agree with those views, and then they want to start insulting each other. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so when that happens, unfortunately, you are allowing the situation, the scenarios to make you less of a person at a lower level and scooping down to the levels of other people whom we don't necessarily respect, right? And so with that in mind, that also speaks to your level of commitment. How committed are you in becoming the best version of yourself? How committed are you to inspire other people? How committed are you to make sure that you are understanding? How committed are you to make sure that you do what you need to do to have that great character so that you can be successful, so that you can lead by example? A lot of these things, they do take a lot of efforts on our parts to make sure that we take those types of actions. Yes, it's very righteous for all of us to think, yes, it's great. Why don't I help other people? I want to make it a point in my life to help other people. But think about this. If you can't even help yourself, if you're also struggling, how can you actually help other people? So I'm speaking, of course, to many different categories. There is a group of people called the fake gurus. Maybe they have the intention to help people, maybe they don't. But the fact of the matter is that many of the fake gurus that I personally know, some of them are unfortunately my students. Some of them unfortunately learned from me, and some of them unfortunately used to be my proteges, right? They are not helping other people. They're helping themselves. These fake gurus, right? They think themselves to be very righteous people. They think themselves to be the heroes, right? They're unsung heroes because they're out on the world stages or they're on the webinars. And what they're doing is they're selling courses, they're selling mentorship, they're selling coaching on topics that they themselves are not necessarily experts in. Maybe they think that they're experts. Maybe they know one or two things. Maybe some of them even took my class. And that's why they know how to speak. And that's why they know how to train. That's why they know some of the basics of internet marketing. That's why they know the basics and fundamentals of how to get results. But in the end, if you take away the equation of the courses, if you take away the equation of these live events, can they still make money? Can they still become successful? Probably not. And that's because the way that they are making money is they're actually promoting and selling these courses. That's exactly what I'm talking about. People taking advantage of these times, whether or not these times exist, right? Their own definition of bringing value to the marketplace is selling content, selling information, selling courses that may or may not work. Again, if you really know what you're doing, if you really have that authority, if you are the real deal, how about, just like me, give away all of your content for free? That's what I've been doing every single day for the past several months since March. Again, is this the best possible business model? Of course not. And that's why I say I probably won't be doing this forever, because I can't just volunteer and give away free things forever, right? But if you know what you're doing and you don't just depend on selling courses, selling your mentorship and your expertise, right? Then you will know that you can make money in other ways. And if you can do that, then focus on that, especially right here, right now, during this pandemic. There were over 10,000 jobs that were lost right here in Penang alone, and probably hundreds of thousands more in the country, and probably millions more all around the world. Now is not the time to be greedy. Now is not the time to be vultures. Now is not the time to take advantage of other people's desperation so that you can make more money yourself. That is not helping other people. So before you can help others, learn to help yourself. Can you help yourself? Ask yourself this question. Can you help yourself? Are you able to already give yourself opportunities? Can you afford not to take advantage or seize other opportunities? If you can, then you can help other people. But if you can't, you're still looking to change your own life. You still want to and need to seize your own opportunities. And don't give opportunities to other people. Don't give chances to other people. Don't try and help other people until you can help yourself. This is the only legitimate and authentic way that you can be in this business, legitimately helping other people, is that when you are in the position to help other people as well. All right, so make sure that you don't use any and you don't become any of the examples that I just talked about. For example, the righteous people who are pretty much selling their souls in conjunction with selling their courses, selling their mentorship programs and everything else, because they are, of course, simply taking advantage of the people's desperation. Desperate times, right? As they say, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and they're using these desperate measures to try and make more money out of these desperate people. And that, I'm sure you will agree, is absolutely wrong. Then there are people who oftentimes, when there is an opportunity, when there is a chance for them to, grow and maybe see whether or not they want to be a part of the community, maybe there's an opportunity for them to even help other people. If they legitimately can help other people, there's always people who are always asking these questions. For example, what's in it for me? How can you help me, right? And the only way that they will be a part of your community, the only way that they will help other people, is if they see somehow, some way, there is an opportunity for them to get something out of it. And that's why when I talk about, let's say, my mastermind, right, that you can find out more about as soon as my website goes back up, simonleon.com/mastermind, as well as the entire Groove community, myinternetbuilder.com. A lot of times, I still approve people to come into my mastermind. I still let them take advantage of all of my content. I still interact with them. I still help them in any way, shape, or form I can, even though I am not financially associated with them, even though they are not my affiliate, even though when they sign up or when they upgrade, I won't get a single penny, even though we basically teach them essentially for free, right? I still approve them in. I still talk to them. I still continue to stay in touch with them. Why? Because it is my way to actually help them. It is a way for me to actually give them something for free, which is not directly related to me, which means that I am legitimately doing charity for them. I am legitimately just helping them and asking and expecting nothing in return. That is the basis of the level of commitment that I am talking about. So which level are you? What are you willing to do for yourself? What are you willing to do for other people? Obviously, I'm not saying that all of us should be doing charity. I'm not saying all of us should do everything for free. Not all of you want to be like me. But if there's an opportunity for you to do so, I would say, why not, right? And in addition, if you can connect that with an existing business model that will allow you to righteously be able to create a business and make money with it without scamming other people, without lying to them, without pretending to be somebody whom you're not, then that would be the righteous thing to do. I would say I am supportive of those types of business models. But earlier, I also said that in addition to all these things, level of commitment also means that you cannot give up. You cannot just say, oh, this thing is so hard, I'm going to give up. I don't like the way that this person is talking to me. I don't like this community. I don't like this person. And so I'm going to give up. I cannot figure something out. I don't know how to communicate with this tool. I don't know how I can make you hear me. I don't know. I can't figure out all this techie stuff or whatever else. All these are excuses for you to give up. And I'll tell you, if each and every single one of these I use as excuses, I would have given up multiple times over just within the last several days alone. But again, I made the commitment, right? I told the Groove community members, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to do the webinar for you, and I'm going to leverage on my sales strategies, my presentation strategies, and my skills on just talking and presenting, and I will give the live demos and do everything for you with my product knowledge, with how much I understand the Groove product and everything along those lines. And guess what? You never have to pay me anything. It is free. I am just volunteer. You are welcome, right? That was my commitment, and I followed through with it. If I let one little small thing like, oh, I don't know how to share my screen, and I let that stand in my way, and I say, I give up, this thing is not for me, then how big of a disappointment would that be for everybody whom I had already made the commitment to? You can't give up on yourself, because when you give up on yourself, you don't know how many other people you're also giving up on as well. And when you do that, you are doing the entire world, including yourself, a huge injustice. I'm not going to say I can't figure something out, so I'm going to leave. I don't like how I can't see certain statistics, so they quit, right? We had another instance several weeks ago when somebody said that, oh, I want to do some affiliate marketing, but I cannot see the statistics inside of the account. And I told them at the time, the statistics are coming in just a few days, right? It was brand new. It was a brand new system. And I told them that you will be able to see it in just a few days. And still this person responded, oh, I don't like promoting different products where I cannot see my statistics. I'm not going to promote this anymore. So they gave up on a huge opportunity simply because, number one, they temporarily couldn't see the statistics. Number two, even though I told them specifically that it was coming, they gave up anyway. And number three, they couldn't even wait a few days. How can they expect to be entrepreneurs where results might not come in a few days? Results might not even come in a few months. The results that you ultimately want may not even come for as long as a few years or more. If you don't even have the patience to wait for just a few days longer, how can you expect to be successful in the long term? That is not commitment, my friends. That is just giving up. That is just having a poor attitude, a poor mentality, a poor mindset. And those are the kinds of people who will never, ever become successful. So giving up is not an option. It's not a commitment. Instead, you make the commitment. Don't depend on other people. Don't expect other people and things to be the solution for you. Don't wait for the solution at all. In fact, you create the solution, you be the solution, and you become the problem solver. That, my friends, that is commitment. Again, as we said in the beginning in Chinese, 講得出做得到. Okay, if you can say something, if you're going to make the commitment, you absolutely need to make sure that you go ahead and do it. All right. And so as we conclude for today, thank you for all of you who are interacting and leaving comments, by the way. And because we want to end this, the rain has stopped and the sky is about to get dark. So I'm kind of rushing to go out the door and do the walk with my family. And so we're just going to skip the interaction for today, but hopefully next time we'll catch you back again. In conclusion, don't make a commitment and not be serious about it. Don't say that you're going to do something and not do it. Don't say that you're going to be somebody, be some kind of person, and in the end, you don't come through. Because in the end, I believe that it's not just a commitment thing. Anybody can say, I commit. Anybody can say, I will do it. Anybody can say, I promise you that I will be there for you when the sky goes dark, when it starts to rain and everything is in a really dark place. I promise you that I will be your friend and I'll help you out and blah, 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 blah. I've heard this a million times over, and 99.99999999999% of the time, they're just saying it just to say it. Don't be that person. Okay, because once you make the mistake of making one false promise, one promise that you don't follow through on, the entire trust, the entire chain is completely broken. You won't be trusted ever again. And you don't want to be that person that people are saying, oh yeah, that person never makes the commitment. That person is just a liar. That person never comes through. I cannot count on them. I cannot depend on them. I mean, unless you want to be that person, it's not going to do you any good. It's not really a good show of your character. But if you don't want to worry about any of that, then that is your decision to make. So it is not a commitment thing. It's a character thing. It speaks to your personality. It defines you and who you are. Do you want to be trustworthy? Do you want to be authentic? Do you want to be real? Because your level of commitment and whether or not you follow through, this will determine how far you will go in your life, how successful you eventually will be. And yes, even success, even your results, even your achievements. If in fact you do have goals, you want to become successful, you want to, let's say, make money, achieve your freedom in one way, shape, or form, whatever freedom means to you, if you don't have that level of commitment, you are not the character that this is made of, then you're not going to get there. So if there's nothing else that you get away from in terms of the last I don't know, 40 minutes, 40, 50 minutes that we spent together, make sure that you understand your level of commitment is extremely important because that is going to speak to who you are. All right. So with all of that, I want to thank you for joining us. Make today great. If you are in my time zone, have a great evening. If you are in other time zones, have a great morning, have a great night, have a good evening, afternoon, whatever I missed. I don't even know. Again, it's been a long day for me. I've been up ever since before 7 a.m. I'm going to go out with my family. We're going to have a nice brisk exercise around the complex, and then we're going to call it a night and things like that. Oops, I clicked on the wrong button. Here we go. We're going to end with all of you and an invitation to, of course, join the Groove community for life. Once again, this is your invitation to help you for free, for life, to be a part of a community that I believe will encourage you to set your goals high, to set your level of commitment high, and we will be your accountability partners to make sure that all of that happens. All right, so thank you very much for showing up here today. We shall see you next time. And of course, don't forget to like and to subscribe and to follow. Turn on those bell notifications so that we can arrange another time to engage with you whenever we are live together. And until next time, have yourself a wonderful time. See ya.